Hello farmers and welcome back to Kinlaig for one last time. Today is the day that we finish paying off a loan and we can pack our bags and move on to another map at some other time. But yeah, first thing we gotta be starting off with today is as you can see, I'm standing in front of the wheel loader. Need to cut down some trees, get the sawmill nice and full so we can kind of skip on through. Basically, today all we're really doing, like I said, is paying off the loan, so filling up the sawmill. We do have a couple fields that we are going to harvest, sell some fabric and some fish, and that's where most of the money is going to be coming from. We got just a little over $900,000 to pay off to the bank, but that should not be a problem today. So, we need to get on to work. Hello, John, Bob, and Musil. Just got back in FS25 enjoying the sim farm life. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25, or maybe you know, I don't know what map you're playing on. So hopefully, I mean, you're saying you're having a good time. So that's all that really matters. That's the whole point of playing games, right? Is to have fun, some wonderful fun. Let's cut down this tree here. We got 6 trees that we need to get into the mill. So we'll do like 2 sets of 3. That sounds about probably the best way to do it. And once we get these trees cut and just check on our animals, the sheep and the Highland cattle, we'll get on to March, where we'll keep our eye on the fabric price. No need to replant any trees. This might be the last set of trees I need to cut. Let's see here. Where can I... Oh, there it is. There's tree number 1. Let me go ahead and turn off traffic just for a moment because I'm going to have some trees in the road and that could cause some issues. So we'll turn traffic off just for a moment. Hello, Adam. Welcome. Hope you're having a nice Tuesday so far. No, don't fall to the right. And you're going to. These oak trees are not behaving themselves lately. Alright, so I guess we'll do the trees in set to 2, because now that's going to cause a problem. Used to be so easy. The trees always used to fall the way you cut them. But recently, the oak trees are just wobbling every which way. Good time of the year to be cutting trees. No foliage on them, so much easier to see what you're going to collide with if you're doing it this way. Just getting off from work. Tomorrow's the last day, and you don't have to go back to work the next Monday. Sounds like you have a nice little 4-day weekend coming up. Right, this tree here is going to be a little bit harder to grab because it's still in the upright. But okay, well, I'm sure that's not going to stay there. I didn't even put the grappler on the tree. We're just... Okay. I mean, if it works, it works. Alright, so with traffic turned off, shouldn't have to worry too much about it. Alright, chainsaw. Well, you know what they say, Adam, time flies when you're having fun. When I logged in today, I saw I had over 120 hours on this map. And it has not seemed like 120 hours. Oh, come on, trees. Why? Why are my oak trees falling every which way except for the way I want them to fall? Do I have any trees beside the fence? Well, I got trees over there. If you're talking by the field and the sawmill, the problem is they're not mature enough. I'm not going to get much wood from those at all. But if we get this sawmill nice and full, this should get us all the way until May. And we'll see how we're doing financially. If we don't need any more wood, we probably won't bother with it. Okay, now the trees are kind of just... I'm not even grappling these trees and they're kind of sticking on the grappler. Okay, why is it acting like... What the heck's going on here? It's doing that thing again where the wheel loader is acting like it's driving on top of a limb or something. Yep, that was me running into the fence. This is the second straight tree where I just pull up to the tree and it just sticks to it. Well, it's in the sawmill now. I will miss using the wheel loader, though. I don't think I'm going to actually be able to grapple this one, but maybe I will. Over the fence. And in. So the mill should take 2 more trees. I may cut down the third one, just place it there. If it wobbles to the left, then falls to the right, I may lose my mind. Come on, keep going to the left. Maybe I should start cutting them the other way, because they want to fall the opposite way of where I'm cutting to. And I have no idea as of yet what map I'm going to next. I'm still looking at maps. It is kind of hard to find maps with small fields on it, small-ish fields, and with everything else I'm looking for. I'm gonna be able to sneak in here and grab the tree where I want to. Not really. Alright, we're gonna get these 2 trees in. I'm gonna cut just a third one. And that way I can just place it by the trigger and it'd be good to go all the way until the end of May. Like I said, these might be the last trees we have to cut. I'll know much more once we sell the fabric in next month or the following month. Exactly where we sit financially. Oh, I see why it's not grabbing the way I want it to. Let's open that up. All right, now close it. That should have a better grip. Starting to look a little weird over here, actually, with because I'm not replanting trees. Looking just a little bit weird. Not having that many trees planted on that side of the road. I'm sure many of you will be happy that when we get to the next map, we should not have no sawmill work to do. All right, 1 more tree for good luck in the sawmill, and we can check on the animals and move on to March. I have no idea about Elm Creek. I didn't like Elm Creek when 22 came out. I know there's been a couple of reworks of Elm Creek. I don't know if they're any better or anything about Elm Creek itself. Sawmill is slow like molasses. I think the sawmills are pretty fast and earn you a lot of cash. My last trip in the wheel loader, possibly. It's almost like the ground deformation by the road there is what's causing us to slow down. Alright, this we're just placing here. Alrighty. Let's head on over to the T8050. Oh, there it is. We got hay in here. How are the cows and the sheep looking right now? The sheep, well, they got a full feed trough. The cows have a full feed trough, so they're good. They are good. As for selling cows, not for a couple more months. And let me just jump over to the sheep. I got wool here. What was I doing with the wool? Why didn't I bring that over? Am I waiting for next month or something? Spinnery. Oh, the spinnery's got lots of wool into it, so I think we'll wait for another month before we bring that over. All right, let's get on through into March. And again, we're not going to be planting any more crops. We are done planting crops. We're just going to harvest the barley and canola that we planted last fall. Hello, Crystal and Lindsay. Welcome. Hope you both are having a wonderful Tuesday. Let's go ahead and sleep. Yeah, there's a lot of maps that are in testing, if you will, and things are being worked on. No more space for wool. Well, we'll take care of that right away. Let's get into... Well, that might have been the semi right there. Yep, it was. Let's go grab the wool and bring that over. Also, why that's being loaded. Let me just see if there's any sheep to sell. No, and... Oh, that's right, I'm waiting for those. I don't want to sell 3, I want to sell these 10 at a time here. What is the price of fabric? Ooh, it almost ran out of wool. Perfect timing. What's the price of the fabric today? Alright, still not quite there. 48.36 out of 51, so... Yep, I mean, the best time to sell it says May, and we're only in March. So we'll bring this to the spinnery. We'll check on the cattle and the sheep. I'm pretty sure both are doing okay. We may look at some contracts. See what's available. Oh, I do still have traffic turned off, don't I? Let me turn that back on. Settings, traffic on. Didn't check the forecast to see if we got any tornadoes for the upcoming season. But I think July will be our last month here. It's either going to be July or August. Okay, we'll park that right there. Let's just jump over to the sawmill quickly. I want to put the tree into the trigger. Or it's in the trigger, but we're at least going to accept it on in. There we go. And wood is already piling up, which is nice. Yeah, let's go over to... wait, what was I getting ready to do? I want to see if they got enough food. They could use some. I think they're fine because they got meadow grass. But yeah, we need to make sure you guys got some hay. Actually, I do got some silage to sell. Let's go sell that. I think I'll just take it to the place I always go. It's not worth a whole lot, but it is something. Yeah, so like I said, we got, well, now it's $865,000 left to pay off. And let's see, with the fabric being almost $400,000 and the fish, 176, 139, and plus the stuff from the sawmill, yeah, should not be a problem. We're not going to have too hard to pay off this rest of the loan as we move forward. So probably when we sell the fish, technically we'll be done. If you missed yesterday, we had a vote. You guys voted on when to leave here. And 2 out of 3 people said leave. The last day of the stream here in Kinlaig would be the day that we pay off the loan. And that will be today. Hard to believe it's been almost 2 months that we came to Kinlaig. Like I said, I do have 120 hours plus on the map now. So about 18 grand there. let's go get some hay. As for the grass field will be ready to be cut in April, but I think we'll just cut the grass field if I need some more grass for the sheep and the cows. We do have a good amount of hay in here. Actually, I say that. We are getting kind of low. We're down to 140 some odd thousand liters of hay. So it looks like I may need to cut the grass field one more time. Or I could just take all the beef cattle and just sell them all and say the heck with it. I can't sell the young cattle. Can't do that, so I think we'll keep them. Besides, it wouldn't take me long to cut the grass one more time anyways. Hello, Miles. Welcome. Actually, let me fast forward time as I'm doing this, because if I just go ahead and sleep to April right now, the sheep's wool will fill back up. So we'll get some time forwarded, and I'll move some of the pallets before we sleep through the night. Alright, they are good to go. Yeah, let me just double check here. 33.75. We do got a full cow barn again. So I'm going to sell these cattle. I mean, the price is almost as best as it's going to be anyways. There we go. Now we're at a positive amount of money, which is nice. Let me go move this wool. Slow time down there. We are good at this point. Need to turn on super strength and just slide those out of the way. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and feed Sam because I'm going to be zipping through the months here kind of fast. Sam is fed. Uncle Walter, hopefully he's feeding himself. All right, April. Is April the month that we sell the fabric? Let's see what the price is. The price is looking pretty good. I can see it, $52.29. That is a very good price. $52.29. Best price last year was $51.59. We got almost $400,000 worth of fabric. So, oh yeah, where's it going? Ah, Goldcrest Valley. Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to be using the train. So let me go ahead and get lined up here for this fabric. Thing is, with the train, I gotta load all these pallets manually. Well, I say manually, with super strength, not with a pallet fork or anything. Actually, also with April being here, how much stone product do we have? Castle stone. Got a decent amount, but okay, so we'll probably just wait on that. I was going to say, if the stone was a decent price and was going to Goldcrest Valley, may as well load it on up and sell it. So I'm assuming by the time I sell this fabric, we might be sitting, well, right around 400,000. We are at negative 30,000, but with our environmental score bonus, and we got about $400,000 worth of fabric here. Yeah, we should be getting like $450,000 for this. So we're going to have to move 75 pallets onto the train. Is there a way at the other... where's that train go past the farm? I think it's here. Is there a way for me to drive up here and unload? But it's going to be hard to get the semi-truck up here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and rent the train from here. And we're going to drive the truck, I say up here. Can I get it up on this platform and then unload onto the train from here? That could be kind of rough to do. But when you give it a try. Right now I'm just trying to figure out how to get to that location. I think we'll turn around here. I think if I turn up by the fuel station up that road, that should bring me up by that train depot. Boy, that fabric must weigh a lot. It's pushing the semi quite a long ways. I was on the brakes there for quite a while. I don't have... Well, there is a forklift down at the docks, but I'm not going to drive the forklift all the way up here to try this. Make sure I'm going... Actually, nope. The train depot is over there. Okay, so how does one... Okay, I needed to turn there and go up to there. And to the train, yep, the train is here. Is that a sell point? Selling station coal. One of these days we might find out why the coal was put into the game. This is not going to work out. You know that. There's no way I can make that corner. Oh, and then the train... Okay, so it's not going to work anyways because the train is not on the closest tracks anyways. Alright. So getting up on that platform, I didn't realize that before. Oh well. Okay, now what are you gonna do? Because you can't. we got to find a way to get close. Can I open up this gate? Is this gate? No, we can't open this gate. All right, can't open the gate. Okay. This is working out well. And then they put the fence there. So kind of back where I was just a second ago. And we'll load the train up there. All right, let's jump into the train. Better start slowing down because it's going to take a moment for the train to stop. Yeah, I'm not going to bother trying to auto unload onto here because we know that's not going to work. Also, I need to undo those straps. I think they're undone. Yep, they are. Need to undo these straps. Alright, so we just gotta do this about 75 times here. Let's give myself a little bit of a platform to stand on. That one was not strapped in. Maybe I should park this a little bit closer. How close do you want to get? I want to get right on top of the darn thing. That's what I want to do. Don't really need to be stacking it too high. On the truck, I think it's 2 stacks. Let me just strap these in as I kind of go here. Oop, can it jump on that train? There we go. See, I'm not going to try to stack it too neatly here. Just want to get it on the train. Let's see, we had, what, 75 pallets, I said? 72 or 75. Want to make sure, so when I strap these in, we should see the same amount. So we shove another strap somewhere and strap it in there. Last time we get to use the train, though. The way I'm stacking it, should have no problem getting it all onto the train. Don't know if it'll sell if it's upside down, so I better make sure it's right side up. I don't know if pallets do that in 25. I know they did in 22 a couple of times. If a pallet was upside down, it won't sell. Let me go strap these in somewhere. We're not going too far with the train because we're already halfway across the map. Because usually we just lease it down from by the village. Don't knock them off the train. Alright, just about a few, half dozen more. Alright, 1 and 2. Definitely move the truck so nothing happens. I don't want the truck to go flying, especially the way I got it parked here. Alright, so if I... Yep, 75. So they're all on the trailer. Or the trailer. Or the last cart anyways. Crud. I didn't stack them too high, did I? Eh. Oh, yes. Okay, we got a lot more money than I thought we would. We got over $500,000 right there. That was $500,000 worth of fabric. All right, so, yeah, okay, so that's good. We'll give the bank $450,000. How about that? Leaves us $371. Leaves me a little bit of cash to deal with as well. All right. Well, the next step, big sale item will be the fish, and I got to get this away from the dock if it lets me. All right, we'll do it like I did last time. Hello, Calvin. Welcome. Hope you're having a nice Tuesday. Kind of disappointed in the horn on the boat, but that's just me. So I didn't keep up with the offshore fisheries, so I don't have an open space on the docks. We're going to have to create our own space as we go. So hopefully if I lower this enough, that will stop the pallets from spawning. I'll turn the boat off so it doesn't drift. Yeah, looks like that might work. I gotta turn the boat on to lower the ramp more. Okay, there we go. Turn the boat back off. I found if I leave the boat on, it will kind of drift in the current or whatever it does. Okay, let me strap that in so when I start putting them next to each other, it won't slide around. All right, we'll try to take care of this right now because I got to load it up at some point. But now we know unloading at the dock, if I park it like we saw at the beginning before I moved the boat, the universal autoloader can grab about a third of what's on the boat. Just have to keep moving these around. Not selling them as of right now. They're going to wait for a couple more months. Okay, strap those in. I think these are 2,000 liters apiece. Just when I thought, oh, no more is going to spawn, they start spawning again. Okay, don't have to worry about stacking them too neatly, I don't think. And they're still spawning. Kind of wish I knew about my trick before I place this one down. Well, putting the offshore on the beach. And no, I don't plan on doing any offshore fishing anytime soon. It's kind of like a pea harvest. You do it every once in a while and you realize, yeah, this is why you don't want to do it anymore. I will say I did talk negatively about the fish production, but it does seem to make okay money at this point. Although it does seem like it is a lot of work, but sometimes you got to work for it. Definitely be too much work if I didn't have super strength and move this, because using that crane, I would be here forever. And more fish are still spawning. Okay. I would be here forever trying to move these pallets. Grab that one there. Not sure what strap is strapping those in, so we'll do that. I think the pallets are still spawning. Alright, I think we have all the pallets that we have. So we'll get these all loaded up. As I said, we got a couple more months, so we'll be getting more fish. And let me strap that in so when I put them in, not sliding around. It looks like the boat still may be drifting a little bit. As long as the ramp stays there, we're all good. I suppose if you parked, if you were trying to do this the correct way, I guess, and you don't want to use the crane, I guess if you parked a forklift on the dock out here. Although I don't think the forklift would go up and down this ramp that good. Yeah, I don't think a forklift would go up and down the ramp good. I've tried a few other locations with the boat and using the ramp. I tried it at the boat launch, and it was hard to get my 18-wheeler trailer on this ramp. I did try driving the boat over to the beach, and the ramp didn't really get flush with the ground either there. Alright, that is all the current fish loaded up onto the boat. Let me strap that stuff in. Alright, back to the semi, because that is parked not in the best spot. And it's been 2 months, so that means, yep, we gotta go to the sawmill and start clearing that stuff out. I think before I clear out the sawmill stuff, I think I'm gonna put the prefab walls on direct sell. I don't think I have to worry about the financial, you know, making sure we get the loan paid off today. That's easily going to happen now. I got much more for the fabric than I thought I would. Oh, wait a minute. I need to go back. I need to get that wool from the sheep, though. As not the best place to turn around, but we made it work. I could go to the sheep that way, but I think I'll destroy some of my crops, so we'll go where the road is. Thank you, sheep. So yeah, being our last day, if you're wondering about the next live stream series, it's been asked quite a bit. I don't have a map picked out as of yet. I do have one that I know I could go to and make it work, but I'm not going to say which maps yet. You'll find out, well, the day I stream it, I guess. Couple of restrictions that we're going to have. I cannot take out any loans, so we're not going to have any loans on the next map. I cannot lease any equipment. I cannot borrow equipment to do contracts. So I can do contracts, but I can't borrow. It has to be with my own equipment that we do contracts with. Going to be starting with no money, no land, no equipment, no nothing. Work our way up. I think I am going to restrict myself to no tractors over 200 horsepower. Combines, got to be a little bit more lenient on that. There are some combines out there that are under 200 horsepower, but I may bump it up to like 250 or nothing over 300 horsepower on a combine. Because as we know, once you start adding hills and stuff, you might need that extra horsepower. So I'm not quite sure what my restriction will be on combines, but we're not going to go with anything huge on that part of it. I kind of plan to have chickens on the farm at some point, and the one production we may give a go, and we have talked about it, is we're going to be making some mayonnaise, I think. The thing is, I don't know if that production is overpowering or not with how much money it brings in. Because running a small farm, it's not like I'm going to need millions of dollars to get a farm really up and going. So it's not like I need a whole bunch of income flowing in. So obviously the first stream or two, like I said, because we're starting with nothing and I can't take out a loan, we're going to be doing contracts. But again, I got to do it with my own equipment. So yeah, it should be a fun little start. Yeah, so what I want to do here at the sawmill is sawmill, prefab walls, output. I want to put that to selling. So let me fast forward time because I don't want the prefab walls to spawn. I don't have any over here, do I? No, I don't. So we should see the money go up from 34,000 to... It's going to sell at the top of the hour, right? I think so. There we go. They must have sold. So prefab walls. Yep, they're sold. So no more prefab walls. Is that everything? I got quite a few planks long to spawn, I think. Is it planks long or planks? It's like planks long. Okay, that's everything. Well, we'll see if that one stays there or not. All right, restack. And then we got to grab this one here. And we'll throw that right up there. Are these... Yes, those are strapped in. Alright. We'll let the traffic go through and we'll head on down to the rail yard. And when the sawmill runs out, the sawmill runs out of wood. We don't need to be loading that up anymore either. And we'll even throw a little bit more money at the bank here once we sell the stuff from the sawmill. Alright. This should bring in about 70,000? Okay, how about 90,000? I think we'll pay off, well, we got 155, so let's pay off 150,000 to the bank. So we owe $220,000, just like that. By the time it gets to it, I may not even really have to sell the fish. But we will, though. We will. Really what pushed this farm to financially get to where we are now in the past couple of years was actually getting the sheep and the spinnery. That made me a lot more money than I thought it would. Of course, having the cotton to go along with it was also a big boost. I'm just going to park this over here. I don't know if I'll be selling any more fabric, but as we know, the price of fabric is still going to be good in May and maybe even in June. Yeah, let me go ahead and we will fast forward some time here because I'm going to need to move the wool. I did do the sheep, right? Check on the sheep. Yeah, a couple more months actually. That should be good enough. We'll just move that to the side. Okay. Let's go home. The loan's almost gone, sir. It's almost gone. Of course, now the prefab walls are in direct sell, so that's going to bring in some money overnight. But we're still going to be in the negative because I still owe quite a bit. The monthly payments are still kind of high to the bank, but it shouldn't be that bad overall. Yeah, loan interest is down to 646 bucks. So all right, so what is the loan looking like after 175,000? A lot of the money is going to the principal of the loan. So we are in the month of May. Actually, I can teleport right back over to here. Let's load up the wool. What do I got for fabric here? Fabric, I got $23,000 and it wants to go to Goldcrest Valley. All right. Goldcrest Valley is at 5213. I mean, the hat company is not that bad. We can bring it to the hat company. Let's tag that place. And also, while we're over there at the spinnery, we're going to pick up the fabric and we're going to pick up the stone products as well. And we're going to sell those. You can see our canola should be ready in July. And our barley should be ready in June, I think next month. So I have really enjoyed our live stream series here on Kinlaig. I do like the map layout. We really haven't visited the west side of the map too much after we built the castle. But I think that's the way most of us probably farm. You start your farm on a certain section of the map, and you pretty much just farm around that particular area after a while. I mean, in the beginning you may be roaming around doing contracts and whatnot, but in the end you probably just end up right around the farmyard doing work. Alright, gonna go over to the stonemason and grab, because it's been a while since we sold that stuff. I'm gonna grab the castle stone and shingles, or roof plates, or whatever it is they call them here. Roof shingles. Yeah, I was wondering when I was starting the stream today, I'm like, I hope I didn't jump the gun thinking today would be the last stream, because I still owe $1 million. I was thinking the fabric would bring in like 400,000 and the fish would bring in maybe 300. I said, well, the sawmill, along with those two, should do it. But we have definitely earned a whole lot already. And again, if you haven't started playing here and you think you're going to be starting sometime soon and you want to build a castle, the one thing I can tell you is you don't need a big water tanker for the quarry, because the quarry only holds 5,000 liters. That 5,000 liters in the quarry lasts almost a full year. I bought that water tanker with a 200,000 liter capacity. I filled it up once and yeah, I haven't even used a quarter of it yet. keep cutting these corners short just to get around them a little bit easier. Nope, the hat factory's not up that part of the road. Actually, well, I need to sell the stone. Will the farmer's market take the stone? No, it will not. Oh, I thought the farmer's market would take the stone. Did you actually take all the fabric? You did. Okay, now I'm stuck on the stoplight. And now I also gotta... Is that one strapped in? No, it is not. As any trucker would, just get out, grab a whole pallet of stone, and move it by hand. Why is that one sliding on its own? They're both sliding on its own. And that dude just walked right too much. What kind of hairstyle is that? Got a two-tone hairstyle there, buddy. Let me go this way. And we'll go sell the stuff at the rail yard, I suppose. So like always, when I start on a new map, it's going to be fun starting from scratch, having nothing, having things to work towards. But having the limit of nothing over 200 horsepower for tractors and that type of equipment other than harvesters, it's going to make me stick with the small stuff, which we don't, well, at least I don't ever really use too often. If I do, it's not for long. Well, might as well keep that 53,000 right there, because when I sleep through the night, that money's going to disappear. The bank still, the bank still wants its money every month. And I hope that the barley is ready to harvest in June. I should have been fast forwarding time on the way up here. So I got to move that wool a little bit. Sheep are making this a little bit too much. All right, so what is that bank loan down to? Was it 170? 175. And how much we got in fish? Well, in salmon alone, we got 176, and then the trout's 139. So the fish alone should be able to do that, or the salmon alone can do that. Of course, we're still going to be selling some wood products. Maybe some fabric. We'll have to wait and see. All right, do we have any tornadoes in the forecast? No, so we shouldn't lose any crop at all. I'm just going to load that up. Slow down time, that's good enough. I should not wake up and it say that there's no more room for wool. All right, to June we go. All right, so we do wake up with 7,000 in the bank account. We're in the positive, which is nice. Can't see the barley field over the hedge. Is it ready or not? I can't see. Yes, it is. Barley is ready. So we'll get that harvested. Weather's looking good, so we don't have to worry about any rain in the near forecast. Just load that up. We can bring that over in just a little while. The sawmill may actually be out of wood at this point. It is. So what we got is what we got. So actually, I'm going to turn all this stuff off. We're not going to put any more wood in here at all. So we'll turn this production off completely. Prefab walls were sold. Yep, so we just got that to sell today. But, oh, wait a minute. I'm going to need the trailer or the truck. All right, let's go ahead and bring the wool over. And then we'll sell the stuff from the sawmill. And then I can drop off the trailer. And then we'll pick up the grain trailer. And then we can get to the barley harvest. That was an accident waiting to happen, but it didn't happen. I suppose we'll grab the fabric. I don't know what the price of the fabric is, but really doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and sell it. The canola field's the one that's right in front of the sheep. That'll be ready next, yeah, that should be ready in July. I rotate the cereal crop field and canola field back and forth year after year. And actually, this month might be the month to sell the fish. The best price usually is July, but it is June. And we know sometimes the price is better the month before. Come on, dude. What are you waiting for? Today, Cheryl. Get a move on in that car. Alright, last time to the sawmill. And like I said, fingers crossed, I don't end up with a sawmill on the next map. I don't have any plans to have a sawmill on the next map, but you never know. Wow, there's more product here than I thought there would be. We'll take the wood chips with us on this trip. I don't know if they'll take the wood chips or not. Oh, this is going to be a nice stable load going on down, won't it? Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and unload and restack. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more stable. Those 3 pallets on the back, are those strapped in? They are not. They may have stayed there, I don't know. Been questionable. Just like my driving is questionable. All right. One last time. And if they don't take the wood chips down there, then we'll just unload the wood chips and just leave the pallets down there. This corner here is the one the trailer always wants to tip over, but that seemed kind of steady going around there. It didn't even lean. Not sure if fabric is accepted down here at the rail yard. Never sold fabric down here, tried to. And I'm not sure about the pallets of wood chips. Alright, let's see what sells. The wood will go. The fabric goes. The wood chips did not. Yeah, we'll just leave them there. Do I want to check on, do I want to do the fish before harvesting or after harvesting if the price is good? Let's see here. The salmon, well, the salmon is the best price. They both want to go to Seaside Restaurant. Well, let's just go ahead and sell the fish now. The salmon is at its best price. The trout, almost there. But they both want to go to the same spot, so I'm happy to sell them now. And then we'll get to the harvesting. But, yeah, our loan will be paid off here very soon. Once we sell the fish, there should be no more loan. Not only no more loan, but we should have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank account to do... I don't know what I would do with it, honestly. Why did that blue car just, like, stop there for no reason? Alright, back up to the white bucket. Let me go ahead and tag Seaside Restaurant. Alright, and then out to the boat. Wait, we got no more fish? Young fish. Okay, so there's no young fish here, no fish food. Let's deactivate that stuff. Fish food. I'll leave that turned on because we're going to be doing the canola and barley harvest here soon. Not that I want to be selling any more fish, but we'll leave it on. It's not going to hurt anything by leaving it on. And we'll just turn this off, I guess, because I have to deliver the fish food to the young fish in order to get fish here. All right, so no fish to load up, I guess. Yeah, it may have been on, may not have been on. I mean, it doesn't... Whatever it was on, I'm just going to leave it there, because it doesn't matter. I'm not going to really get to do anything with it. We're just going to sell the fish and then do the barley and canola harvest. Hello, Panther. Welcome. Hope you're having a nice Tuesday. It's like I've done this before. Hopefully it doesn't hit the trailer of the semi, but I think we got around it. Turn off the engine, run into the catwalk there. Unstrap the pallets, hopefully they don't go flying, and they did not. Not going to miss this boat at all. It was fun the first couple of times, almost. Alright, not going to be able to grab them all, I don't think. Okay, decided to go for a swim. There we go. Alright, where's the seaside restaurant? Alright, so when I come out of there, then to get up there, go to the left and circle around. Think I got it. We're getting low on fuel. I don't want to pay for fuel. Follow that yellow car. Well, almost sold it all. Alright, so we got way more money than I thought I should have. Did I have that much money in fish? We're up to over $500,000. What the heck? Alright, so what's left on this loan? $128,926. And the loan's paid back, and that leaves us with $416,000 in the bank account. So already we have paid off, well, we paid off the loan, which was like when we started today, $910,000. And we got $400,000 in the bank account. So that pretty much means we have made $1.3 million today. Hello, Mr. Wheelchair Poet. Welcome. Hope you're having a nice Tuesday. Big fan. You're in the middle of watching my Farming Simulator video playlist. I got many Farming Simulator playlists, but I'm glad you're enjoying it, and welcome. So the last things we got to do is just harvest our 2 fields and get that into our mill. And we will actually activate the mill, start making some flour and canola oil, but really it's not gonna, we're not gonna profit from it because yeah, we are just about done here. I'm gonna turn off the truck, that way it's not using up any more diesel. Usually I leave it running, but since I'm low on the fuel. No, I didn't forget fuel. I said I'm not going to fuel up. I'm acting still as if I owe $8 million to the bank. I'm not going to fuel that thing up. It's like when you're trading in your car, you don't go put some gas into it before you bring it to the dealer. You try to use every ounce of gas that's in there before you drop it off. I only got to go from the fields to the mill. Also, I'm not going to do a straw swath. We'll just have it chopped. We'll let the next farm manager, whoever it is, coming here and take care of refueling the trucks. So here's the thing. In theory, I borrowed $8 million, right? And now the loan's paid off. So is the farm worth $8 million? I don't think so. The farm, our current value now is 6.4 million. Now you may be wondering, how is that a thing? You borrowed 8 million, the farm should be worth more than 8 million. Just remember, the value of your equipment decreases the older it gets and the more hours it gets on it. So that's why the farm is not worth the $8 million. Plus, like all the production buildings, if I spent $500,000 on a production building, if I were to sell it, it's only worth half that much. What will it let me borrow? I'm guessing like 3 mil? It'll tell me though. If I said take a loan, I said 3 mil, I was close. 2,894,488 is what it would let me borrow. So the way I get around the enhanced loan system to let me borrow more money in the beginning when I have nothing is I use the Easy Developer tool, and I'll give myself like $100 million, and then the bank's like, yeah, you can borrow up to $50 million if you wanted to. I borrow what I need for the bank, and then I use an easy developer tool and put my money back at zero, or whatever the loan is I took out. Well, I thought I'd get around the headland, but this is not canola. This is barley, so... I mean, yeah, the fuel's flashing, but really, I got a decent amount of fuel left. So again, the next series, without the possibility of taking out loans, because that's a restriction, we won't be focused on that too much. Actually, what I could do, I mean, yeah, I could go fuel up, but what do we got for... Is it considered containers or fuel? Yeah. I could put down a fuel tanker at the yard. Biomethane station. At the biogas station, you can refuel your methane tractors. I don't have that. Silo for pig food. Well, we don't have pig food. Or pigs. That's water. I suppose I could just put down a petrol station. Well, allow me to fill up. Do I have to buy the fuel there? Been a while since I've actually used one of those. I mean, I got the money. We got 400 grand in the bank. Interest on the loan, too. Oh, yeah, well, through the years, some of the money went towards the interest, yeah. It would be kind of cool if you could see the history of the loan. Maybe I could have. I never looked at it, but too bad there's not like a history of the loan where it shows how much interest you actually did pay on the loan once you were done with it. So yeah, we picked a pretty good time really to end the series here. Because in a way, looking at it, the year's coming to an end. So when the new year hits here, we'll be starting a new Let's Play. And a good thing also happened here, which I thought was going to happen. I never actually ran out of oak trees over at the sawmill. We were able to keep up with that. Actually, I'm kind of curious how many trees I ended up cutting down while we were here. Trees planted 177, trees cut 174. All right, so I planted 3 more trees than I cut. How about that? You know, when I see a stat like that, where I cut 174 trees, which kind of seems like I cut quite a bit here, it just reminds me when I did Oceanside Forest in FS22 and I cut over 8,000 trees, how ridiculous that was. All right, so while this is unloading, let's go ahead and let's go over to our yard just for a second, and let's go ahead and we're going to put in a fuel. Where would I want to put the fuel? Actually, you know what? Probably right over here would be a good spot for it. Which way does that face? All right, looks like it faces this way. I don't think I've ever used this one, so we're going to go ahead and put this down. Overlaps with another object. Not if I hit that button, it doesn't. There we go. All right, we'll fuel up our truck when I bring the barley over to the mill. I will say I do like this Roslamash harvester. This is a good medium-sized combine. Again, if you're looking for a combine like this, and like this one, as a matter of fact, it is on the mod hub. I think it's a 500 horsepower combine. And this is running a 13 meter wide header, no problem. I don't think I'll make it to the end of the row before I'm full, or will I? Looks like I will. So, yep, you can see there up on the hill, we built that castle. We did build the windmill as well, but we did not need it. We did all the offshore fishing and fishing production buildings. We did suffer a couple of, was it 3 tornadoes in total that destroyed some of our crop? The tornadoes really liked our cotton fields. So it looks like we're probably going to be leaving here with right around $400,000, maybe a little bit less. Next year we're going to be getting a fully operating suspension on ATS and ETS2 and requiring licenses for companies. So are we going to have to do like driver's tests to get a license for a certain cargo? Or do we have to purchase the licensing to haul specific stuff? Again, I still would like to see a little bit more of a company manager, a little bit more into the game. I realize it's a trucking sim, but I would like to see more of like your drivers wanting maybe more wages and you gotta negotiate with them a little bit. I mean, with realistic economy, that'd be fun to do. Base game, probably not so much because you're earning so much money, you probably don't care how much you're paying your workers. Oh, licensing for, okay, I see what you're saying. License for companies. Trademarks and such. Well, that makes a little bit more sense, seeing that it's going to console. I think I was talking about it yesterday about licensing and stuff like that with Xbox and Sony. I mean, you see a little bit of that in Farm Sim. You may sometimes, when you check out the mod hub, you'll see the same mod on there twice, and one will have the brand name, and the other mod will have the brand name of Lizard, which is the Giants, quote-unquote, brand name. It's because the console version of it can't have the actual name on it. But speaking of like ATS, I think that's what I'll be streaming tomorrow. Since, you know, today is the last day of Kinlaig. So tomorrow I think I'll stream ATS. Can you do oversized loads on ATS? Yeah. Pretty much anything you do in Euro Truck, you can do in ATS. I mean, it's the same. It's the same game. It's just different location, different map, really. I know they're separate games, but in reality, it's just different maps. That's all. And different brands. I haven't looked at the Steam Workshop in ages, but I remember in Euro Truck, so I'm going, because I really haven't played Euro Truck since ATS came out, so over 10 years ago. But in Euro Truck, there was one on the Steam, I think it was on the Steam Workshop, I don't remember where I found it, honestly. But it was called like the Locomotive Pack for cargo. And there were a couple of locomotives that weighed like 100 tons or 150 tons. I will tell you though, it beat the living daylights out of my truck at one delivery. Oh yeah, the Special Cargo DLC with Police Escort. I've done a few of those, but I just... yeah, it's not really my thing. Yeah, so tomorrow will be New Year's Eve. I think as of right now, it might be ATS tomorrow. I honestly don't remember where where my truck is at. We did the Christmas event last week on Christmas Eve, and I forgot where we left off. For some reason, though, I think I might be in Washington. Somewhere in Washington we might be at with ATS. But I was looking at some games after yesterday's stream, looking at some games earlier today. Problem is, we're kind of being a holiday week. You're not going to be getting a lot of new games released or early access games coming out. You got to wait until like maybe after the 10th of January before you start seeing some more releases. And I kind of want to take a slight break from Farm Sim 25 for a couple of days. Just so I don't want to get burnt out on it. Even though I'm excited to start the new series with the new set of rules and getting a farm started. I just don't want to jump right into it. A couple day break from Farm Sim 25 would be good for myself. All right, let's go put the barley into the mill, and then we'll go up to our fuel tank. We'll have to buy some diesel fuel, and then we'll top off our semi-truck here so you guys don't panic on running out of fuel. Jazzy Cat did the mod with the locomotives. Alright, let's make some flour. So a couple things. Even though none of this is going to be useful to us, we will turn it all on. So fish food production. Crystal says she didn't think it was on. It probably wasn't. Activate. So now it is on. But we're waiting for canola actually on that one. So actually, I'll leave it on. Ain't going to matter. Windmill. Oh, wait, that's barley we just harvested, so let's go ahead and activate that. And let's see, I should be able to buy fuel, right? Yeah, we'll buy... Oh, we don't want to buy just 20 liters. We'll buy 2,000 liters. Now we should be able to fill up. If I thought about doing an episode with Butched Up, Fearsome, Rhino 2, and Grant. I'm not sure I know any of those. I mean, no offense, but I just don't know them. The thing is, there are so many content creators for Farm Sim. It's kind of hard to keep track of everyone. Although I don't know, you might be talking about ATS. Are you talking about ATS or Farm Sim? But either way, I don't recognize. Grant may be a little familiar. All right, so as for here. The last thing we really got to do was harvest the canola. I mean, technically, I don't have to do anything. We're rich now. We have $400,000 in the bank account. Did I check on the sheep? Any sheep that need to be sold? Any sheep going out the door? Not for a little bit. Oh, the cows. I've been keeping track of the cows. The cows... Oh, the cows still got food. I haven't run out of hay yet. And plus they got their meadow grass. So I think they're good for the one more month. Do I have hay in here? No, we're out of hay. Alright, well, the cows only got to go one more month and they got meadow grass, so hopefully they're fine. What we can do, though, is, oh yeah, we'll sell these 10 cows. We'll also sell these 20. And, yeah, that brings it down to 94, so a lot less food to go through. Still using the railway mod on ETS2. Is that what that mod was called? Yeah, let's get to August and harvest the canola field. My last job here on Kinlaig. And of course the canola will go into the mill to make canola oil. Now get distributed to the fish food and I guess also the vegetable production. No more space for wool. All right. And yeah, they ran out of hay, but they got their meadow grass, so they're fine, I guess. They're okay. Yeah, we'll just slide this out of the way. I'm not going to bring this to the spinnery. All right, let's harvest the canola. At least the weather's looking very good for this morning, so... So yeah, after selling the cattle, we're up to 487,000. So basically, in today's stream, we're pretty much made at 1.5 mil almost, without really trying too hard. And this is where I always find my limit of what I can do on a farm. Once I don't have anything to work towards, I start to lose interest on the farm because I just, what am I working towards? But again, we have been on this map for over 120 hours. So obviously a lot of good play time on the map. But yeah, we'll be starting with some new adventures. As when the new series will start, I'm not sure yet. But stay tuned. I definitely need to download some mods for the next series, especially if I'm going to not be using anything over 200 horsepower. We're going to be looking, well, I have looked already, but been looking on the mod club at a lot of small tractors, especially cheap ones. As I said, we can't borrow any money on the next series, and I'm starting with no money and no equipment, and I can't lease or borrow equipment for contracts. We got to use all of our own stuff. Railway cargo pack. I'm guessing it's not available. It's been a while since I've been on Jazzy Cat's website. Well, we're right here by the semi, so might as well unload into it. I think Alma, Missouri would be too big of a map for what we're trying to do. Using nothing over 200 horsepower as an Alma, Missouri, like a 4x map. Be a little bit too big. Shouldn't say a little bit. Be too big. Period. You just gotta remember, it might be kind of hard to remember because it's been about almost a year, but when I played on the map Fresh Stocks, Fresh Stocks was a 4x map, and I wasn't restricted on the size of equipment I could use there, and we only touched a surface or a slight corner of the map. How am I going to do contracts with no money to buy your own equipment? We take some pictures and start an OnlyFans page. And we'll get some money that way, and then we'll buy our first equipment. You just have to wait and see. There is a way to do it. I figured somebody might ask that question after a while of how you're going to get some money when you can't do contracts. Let's use my own equipment. And if I'm starting with no money and no equipment and I can't lease or borrow items, how are we going to do it? No, but there's a way to do it. But I'll keep that to myself for now. That way it'll keep the interest going for some of you for a while. I know, I don't want to say I know of all the maps on Mod Hub, because for the past week, I've been through them. I thought about going to Goldcrest Valley, but I feel like I've done, I've been on that. But that doesn't mean it's out of the question. But really, I thought there was more maps. I mean, there's a good amount of maps actually on the Mod Hub, but when you start going through them all, I say there's probably like 60 maps. Okay, that may actually be more than that. mean, there's a lot of good maps out there, but to do the things I want to kind of do on it, the map has to have all those options available to us. Like I said, there's been a couple maps I looked at. It's like, oh, it's got this, it's got this. Oh, but it doesn't have that. All right, so I can't do that. All right. And then in the past week and a half, there were 2 maps I was going to look at, but then, yeah, there's actually 2 maps that came out that just have a long list of mods required to play on the map, and I was like, nope, not even going to bother. I mean, I do like mods, but to have to download that many mods just to get on the map itself before I add my own mods, it's going to be quite a bit. Oh yeah, also on the new series, I'm going to try to not use super strength at all, unless I really get stuck somewhere with a truck or something. Well, not a truck, so that'll be over 200 horsepower. But actually, wait a minute. Is the old International? How much horsepower is that? Well, that's 400 horsepower. Yeah, that's way over the limit. That's 170 horsepower. Also going to try not to use auto load either. Like I said, I have an idea, the idea I got for the next series. We'll see how it goes. The rules we'll try to stick to, but like I said, we're going to try to have some chickens. Because we're going to try the mayonnaise factory, which was out in 22. I never used it in 22. And I haven't used it, obviously, in 25. I think it just requires eggs and oil. So I'm going to need an oil mill. Obviously, that's not going to happen on day 1. No, Bob, I can't. I think you missed it. I can do contracts, but I have to use my own equipment. I cannot borrow or lease. There's no borrowing or leasing equipment on the next series. Even for contracts, I gotta use my own stuff. Oh yeah, and also, because I didn't even think about this until just about now, it's not doing collectibles either. I'm a man with a plan. It's a matter of making the plan work. But the other thing it's got going on, it's got you guys intrigued. Oh, I think the next series will do just fine. It's not gonna. It won't take us long to get where we need to be. Well, I shouldn't say where we need to be. I think after the first hour, we could have our first tractor, possibly. But it's not gonna be like I need to do 3 or 4 streams at 4 hours apiece before I own a tractor. It's not going to take that long. Believe me, I put some thought into it. Hopefully within, I would say the way it's going to go, within the first hour or two, we should be doing contracts and start earning some good cash with our own equipment. So even though it sounds kind of rough, you know, saying start with nothing and I can't lease or borrow stuff. It sounds rough, but it's not as rough as it... Because like I said, we're going to be starting off with like a lot of tractors and such that are on the mod hub I can probably buy for a couple grand. Well, after all that, the canola harvest is done. Yeah, I've seen some videos by some people that go out there and like, oh, I'm starting from scratch with nothing. And they're like, but we have land and we have this tractor. Well, they're not starting with nothing. I want to say I've done something like this a little bit before, but I'm just going a little bit more in the extreme. I shouldn't say extreme, but we're just going a little bit more to make it more difficult for ourselves to start with. Well, there we have it. The last job done. Well, last job is put the canola oil into the mill. But see, I got to make the next series really difficult to start with, because running a small farm and restricting yourself to no tractors over 200 horsepower and, let's just say, because I haven't figured out on the harvesters yet, 250, 300 horsepower. If I start off with a certain amount of money, it won't be long before I have everything I need, because I can't buy like the big equipment because we're restricted. We'll have loads of money and the interest will kind of be gone there a little bit. So we got to make the start even harder than maybe I've done in the past. Like the No Man's Land series and the previous versions of FS. A lot of people, was it 19 where I did the storyline? I did like doing that, but man, those episodes, even though they were like maybe a half hour or 40 minutes long, those episodes, they take a long time to record and edit those kind of things. I kind of like to get back into it, but I just don't think I have it in me to record and edit to make a 20 or 30 minute episode. You remember when I started with just a Chevy flatbed? Chevy flatbed. I know a lot of people did like the challenge on the Pacific Northwest in 19, or was it 22? The $55 million debt I had to repay. A lot of people want me to do something like that, but do it with $100 million. And I think that was going to be a little bit too much. I don't know why I'm going in. Wait, you gone through all that barley already? All right, we'll deactivate that. Not that any of this matters, but we'll activate that, I guess. So there we have it. Let me go into flight mode here. Oops, too many wrong buttons. So yeah, we didn't change much of the original farmyard. Let's see, what did I add? I added the fuel tank. I added that shed there for our cotton modules. And I got rid of the sheep barn over here eventually and put in a car wash. It's all I pretty much changed around here. And let's see here. We did build the castle up here on the hill. I think it took 4 years of non-stop of production up here to get the castle built. And of course we got the windmill over here complete as well. And of course we did the offshore fishing. We did get all the collectibles, which got that. You may see off in the distance the foggy pirate ship. The collectibles you don't earn no money on. At least I didn't earn no money on. And yeah, we did the offshore production. But when you get all the collectibles, I think that's when that pirate ship over there appears. Simply recording and voicing over gameplay takes a bit. When you get kind of used to it, like my Shamburgo episodes, I think I record for about an hour and a half, maybe sometimes 2 hours, and it comes out to be a half hour or a 45-minute video. You liked it when I did the 2,000 cows? That was on Griffin, Indiana in FS19. That was with the Seasons mod, too. Not the Seasons that we had in FS22 or 25, but with the Seasons mod in 19, which I still like the Seasons mod over what we have here in-game. I kind of wish Giants would bring more of what the Seasons mod in 19 was to here, to where, I mean, it should be an option where you can turn on or off, but for making hay, it's not just a simple thing of cutting grass, tedding it, and it's hay. You actually got to wait for the darn stuff to dry. See, what else did we do here? I mean, other than pay back our $8 million loan. Oh, I did get the achievement for Gone But Not For Cotton achievement, which was deliver 40 modules in one session. We did that. Never got around to buying the BGA because the BGA is like 1.8 mil. Although if I were here, if I planted all the fields for this year's harvest, we probably could have afforded the BGA. I never would have got my money back on it, but we could have done that. But maybe another time. Here's where you buy the coal, and again, why did Giants put this here? What is this? What is this going to be all about? I think this might be telling us, maybe it has something to do with the next map that comes out next winter in Q4 of 2026. Maybe we'll find something about the coal in the future. Yeah, but we never really visited this part of the map up here. We did a couple of contracts up here. Isn't there an NPC up here? Isn't there... Who is over here? Oh, Noah. That's right. Noah. Noah is over here. Yeah, we really didn't do any farming up here. We did a couple of contracts. That's about it. It's kind of tucked away a little bit. Away, it's a long ways from the village, which is way down the other end of the map. And it'd be a long drive from the store to get up here. I think that's why I kind of avoided it after we got the castle built. And it is a shame about the locomotive going around the steam engine. It's too bad that speaking of the devil, that the steam doesn't come out of it unless you're actually leasing it. I think that would have been so much better. There's got to be a reason why Giants took it out, unless you're using it. So there is that. And yeah, we didn't do a whole lot of work down at these fields here either. I will mention, though, I did have a couple issues. I think it was these fields down here, for spraying weeds contracts that didn't work. So just be aware of it if you're on this map here. I don't know if it's, again, because let's see, I don't do contracts on Chamburgo, so I don't know if it's a contract issue overall in the game or is it just on this map. I have no idea. Because Chamburgo, I don't do contracts. I may find out when I get to the next map because we'll be doing contracts there. Just a matter of what we do. Yeah, it's too bad we couldn't drive across this bridge and actually get over there. There is a way to get over to that pirate ship. Let's see, I gotta find the... Oh, I think I got over it. Got over the invisible wall. So the pirate ship, I kind of forgot the whole story behind it when we were doing the collectibles. But yeah, that's when the pirate ship appears. Oh, the fog kind of rotates with us. Well, we can kind of get a little closer, can't we? Yes, we can. Any hidden things on the pirate ship? We've been over here a couple times, but I don't think I've ever had a close look at it. I'm not seeing too much there. And then, of course, we got our offshore fishing right here, which I said you can put right onto the beach. Just let me get over the invisible wall that's there. And we're back down here. So yeah, overall, I do like the map. Whoever designed that Giants, probably a team, of course. But I do like the map layout, and I had a lot of fun on it. Like I said, we did 120 hours on here, plus 123 hours. I do find it kind of interesting that I planted 3 more trees than I cut. Because I did cut down a whole bunch of trees over here. So that just shows I planted more trees over there than I thought. But it's all good. And yes, the only thing we're taking from this farm over to the next series, although I'm not too sure if he'll be there the first episode or the first stream, but Sam. Oh, speaking of, there he is. Sam will be coming with us. Right, buddy? Yeah, Sam's been with us since I don't think it was day 1 on Riverbend Springs. But when we finally got Sam to come with us on Riverbend Springs, he's been with us throughout all of our live stream series so far. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for Kinlaig. Again, I will be streaming tomorrow. Right now, I think I will stream ATS for... Tomorrow is New Year's Eve, right? Yes, it is. As I said, holidays don't mean that much to me. I knew it was this week. Yeah, so New Year's Eve right now, I think it'll be ATS. Don't know how long of a stream it will be. I guess we'll see how many people show up, but maybe I can keep you entertained until you head to your New Year's Eve party or do whatever it is you do on New Year's Eve. But keep you entertained until the New Year's actually does get here. And we'll go from there. But I'm going to jump out of here. I'll look at a couple more maps here. Again, when will I be starting the new series? Not quite sure. I do want to take a little bit of a break from the live stream series. But then again, I also kind of want to get right into the new series at the same time. But, yeah, I'm guessing probably not for at least a couple of days at most. So either maybe Friday or Saturday. Well, wait, if I stream tomorrow and stream Thursday on New Year's Day, I may take another 3-day weekend because, we'll see. I don't know. I got to figure out my schedule. Holidays is weird stuff for everyone, doesn't it? But I appreciate everyone being here for the Kinlaig series. Hope you did enjoy it. Hopefully I was able to show you a few things if you haven't had a chance to do the Highland DLC yet. And you got some tips or maybe some clever ideas for yourself. But I appreciate you joining me for this series. And I can't wait to get started the new series. And hopefully you'll join me then. But yeah, also for those who will join me tomorrow for ATS. I think we're in Washington. And if we are, I think we might head on down to California or something like that. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm going to jump out of here. Appreciate everyone being here. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Have a good Wednesday. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. But until then, have a good one.